Hello, sports movie fans, and welcome to Locker Room Flicks podcast. I'm your host, Steve Lant, and welcome to the show. I'm pretty excited about this one. But before we get into our movie, Frank, I want to introduce Frank, my co-host, Frank the Tank Sullivan. How are you?
I'm doing well, Steven. How are you?
Doing awesome, man. So we had our first show under our belt. I think it went pretty well. We have a bunch of people listening, but we need to get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers, we got to get
We absolutely do.
we got to get people listening. But it'll come. It'll come.
Oh, I know. With time. Yeah, we're still new.
Yeah. So this one we decided last minute. So we were going to do a baseball movie, either way, and we
Yep.
were going to do Moneyball, but unfortunately, we lost a great actor in Ray Liotta this past week. So
Yeah,
we
he's a
decided
great
to
actor.
throw a curveball and do Field of Dreams. So that's what we're doing this week. Field of Dreams.
It's definitely one of my favorite sports movies. I'm not a big baseball fan, which is probably the main reason why I haven't seen any of those major leagues or, one of the other classic. I haven't seen Moneyball either.
Yeah.
But this movie is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, because I think it transcends baseball.
Mhm.
It's really about your past. It's about
Oh yeah.
having
Well,
following through with a dream and following
yeah.
through
We'll
something.
definitely get into that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing Field of Dreams. Came out in 1989, back in the
Okay. Do
day.
you want me to age yourself now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's the year I was born.
That's the year you were born. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yep. I was 8. I was 8 at the
8.
time. I don't remember seeing this in theaters. Um,
Mm,
I'm trying to think of when I first saw it though. I don't know. I mean, I might have seen it in theaters and just don't remember.
really?
But what about you? Do you remember seeing this for the first time?
Yeah, I don't remember too. Probably when I was like a kid growing up,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
couldn't tell you.
Box office info. So opening weekend, $500,000, so 531,346 worldwide. But it grossed 84.5 million worldwide overall,
Yeah,
which is like wow. So it
it's definitely
opens
a good
not even
number.
$1 million the first weekend, but ends up getting 84 million. Do
Hmm.
you have the budget on this, Frank?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay, because I'm sure it
It
wasn't.
couldn't have been that much. I
It
mean,
couldn't have been
he filmed
anywhere
it in
close
one location really,
for the most part. I mean, they
and
went.
then
They went. I don't know if they actually went to Fenway or not.
yeah,
They were on the road a couple of times, but yeah, it's pretty much at the farm the whole
yeah,
time.
I know.
No awards for this. Directed by Phil Alden Robinson. And simple synopsis: an Iowa farmer, Ray Kinsella, is inspired by a voice he can't ignore to pursue a dream he can hardly believe. Supported by his wife, Ray begins the quest by turning his ordinary cornfield into a place where dreams can come true. And that's a great synopsis there because it really, really is, man.
Like I said, it doesn't really even sound like a baseball movie.
No, it
When you
doesn't
think
at
about it,
all.
it's talking about dreams coming true and a
Absolutely.
quest.
I watched this on Apple TV. I had actually bought this. I
Oh,
think I had the DVD somewhere, and like somehow it came with a digital copy. So
hmm.
I've had this for a while.
Okay.
Where did you end up watching this?
I actually watched it. It was free on Amazon Prime. I
Okay.
could have sworn I had the DVD like somewhere because I have a ton of DVDs, kind of like not in storage, but I ended up using one of those like old school like CD case things,
Okay, gotcha.
and I got them all. I have like 4 or 5 of them, and they're like kind of like filled, and they're all like by genre and
Really? Oh, so you got it
yeah, too.
organized.
Oh yeah, this way when I come to the next sports movie, I just pull that one out and I got
That's
all the sports movies right in a row.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now it's we did get some good feedback on this next segment. Frank's five. So Frank's five fun facts or Frank's five fun facts. Facts.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So what do you got for us for Field of Dreams? I'm actually really looking forward to this. I'm
Okay.
sure there's got a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah, there's tons of facts about it. You try to narrow down, which ones are good, and so one of them I came up with is after the movie was completed, test audience didn't like the original film title. It was called Shoeless Joe Jackson
Okay.
because they said it sounded like a movie about a bum or a hobo.
Oh, so I guess they
Yes.
weren't familiar with baseball history. Shoeless Joe.
No. And it just, he's a shoeless guy.
Yeah. So I guess the book is called Shoeless Joe. I want to say or Shoeless
Yes.
Joe Jackson.
Yep, that's what it's called.
Because I do remember seeing that like in the opening credits
It's like it's a short story, I guess, is what
is what it's like.
it's what
It's
it's
titled.
called, I
Yeah,
guess.
is what
Yeah,
it's called.
title. Yep.
Okay,
So that's number one.
interesting.
Fast fact number two: Ray Liotta had no baseball experience. He also batted right-handed, which actually, in fact, Joe Jackson was actually a lefty.
Yep,
But
yep. I read that the other day too. And
hmm
in the movie, they actually have him batting righty too.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
to learn baseball is hard enough as it is.
yeah, and to learn lefty.
To learn, yeah, lefty, especially if you're right-handed, I can't even write with my left hand. I'm a righty.
Oh, never mind. Hit a
Never
baseball.
mind. Yeah, exactly. Or throw a baseball, mind you.
Yeah, yeah. Because I
Um,
think he batted left like in real life. Joe Jackson batted lefty through righty, and I think Ray Liotta was the opposite. He batted righty through lefty.
really.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just to add a little
Just
little
to add a little.
a little sub fact to Frank's five fun facts.
Yeah. Well, it said that he went through several weeks of training with a University of Southern California baseball coach and former Brooklyn Dodger Rod. I can't even say his last name, so we're just gonna skip through that.
Shout out
Um,
to Rod.
Shout out to Rod. The scene where Joe Jackson hits a line drive at Kevin Costner actually happened in real life,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and he kind of just Kevin Costner just kind of went with it.
Wow,
So I just
wow,
thought that
interesting.
was funny.
Do you
Yeah.
remember? Do you remember the pitch he was throwing on that scene, Frank?
No.
No,
Oh
that's
yeah. Was it heater or something?
no. He
Or
goes,
no?
Let's see if you can hit my curveball, and then he hits the line drive right and hits it. It hits
Uh, yeah. He's looking at him
the
like,
bag of
yeah,
baseballs.
just pitch the ball. Will you?
Yeah.
I just came back from the dead and I'm trying to hit some baseballs.
So yeah, it was it
um,
was the curveball. The curveball.
nice. All right. Fast fact number three. During filming, Iowa was in the middle of a drought, and the cornfields surrounding the diamond had to be given lots of extra water in order to grow tall enough for the actors to disappear into the stalks.
Really?
Yeah, and it's funny because they said that the corn grew too fast for Kevin Costner's shots, so he had to be he had to walk on like an elevated plank.
Is
Yeah.
that right? Oh,
Uh
I
huh.
didn't know that.
I should have looked up how tall he actually is
Yeah,
in real
I'll look
life.
that up
That would
while
have
you're
been
talking.
interesting. Yeah.
So I'm guessing Costner's not that tall.
Or again, they gave it too much water that it just like I said, it just grew too fast. I also did see that they had to paint the grass, I guess, the sod green in certain areas because it was like I
Okay.
said, there was in the middle of a drought. So they just painted it over, which I thought was pretty funny.
So so it says here, and then of course the internet's always true. Costner is 6'1", which I'm 6'1", so
I'm gonna
he's
say
not that short.
I'm like 5'11", so that's like a
Are you 5'11"?
average.
No, you got to be taller than that. We're
People
about
say
the
that,
same
but
height.
I'm like 5'11". I don't know. Every time I go to the doctor, I've been 5'11" since high school, so nothing's changed.
All right, maybe I'm lying about my height then. Maybe
Mm.
I'm not 6'1". Maybe I'm 6. Yeah, I'm 5'11". I don't know.
But that's
All
like I
right,
said,
so
that's
they
pretty
so they
average.
so they painted the grass. That's pretty
They
cool.
painted the grass to I guess because like I said, it was just they were in the middle of a drought.
because it looked beautiful. I mean, obviously it's a film and they can do a
Mhm.
lot of different things, but it looked like so beautiful, you know.
Well, that was one, was one of my other things I was gonna note. I was like, he just builds this baseball field and it looks gorgeous. Like if I were to try to do that now, like it would
Yeah.
look like crap, and like I would need YouTube. And
I was
he
gonna
just
say
goes,
he did that without
yeah,
the internet. He did that
yeah, he
without the
just
internet.
goes and just and buys all this stuff, and there's no how to. He just kind of figures it out.
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
Um,
he really did a great job on that. And he did it like all on his own. Like basically it's him and Annie, his wife, and they had a lot of people like stopping by. Like there's that one scene where all the cars are there and they're yelling at him
yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
you know, what's this idiot doing? Why is he cutting down his crops? He's like an expert at building this beautiful
At
field.
building
He even
baseball
puts
fields,
lights
like
up,
I
you
know
know.
that had to take him a while though to put the lights up and everything like that.
Oh yeah, he rented a crane and everything and
Yeah,
and did all that. So and the field was up, just to get into the story a little bit. The field was up for a while, like a whole,
yeah.
I would
Before
say almost a whole year before
something before
Shula's
anything
show came.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
because they show Christmas, they show snow on the field.
yeah. That was actually one of the other things I noted.
Oh, all
I
right.
don't know if you saw in the Christmas scene, he's sitting at the window just looking at the field.
Yeah,
Did you notice what he was wearing?
he was wearing some sort of sweater, like an ugly
It was a
sweater.
sweater, but it was like an Irish, had like shamrocks all over it.
Oh,
It
really?
just it just didn't play. I'm like, what is he wearing? It's like this bright, not a bright green, but a super green Irish sweater with
Oh, that's
shamrocks
funny.
all over it. I'm like that just doesn't like fit.
That that doesn't scream. Yeah, his character
Doesn't
Ray
seem
Kinsella.
Christmas. Doesn't seem
Oh, it doesn't
Christmas.
seem Christmas. Yeah, and
You
this is
know. It's
before
like,
the ugly sweater craze.
oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's
It's
just
predates it by like 30 years.
I thought it was pretty funny.
That is funny. I'll have to. That's a good catch. I'll have to watch that. Look
Mm.
for that next time. That kind
Um.
of ties into our. So that's how our movie ties in. Into from Rudy, our first movie to the next movie,
Oh
The
yeah,
Irish.
the Fighting Irish. Yeah.
We're gonna somehow tie each movie together.
Yeah.
That's my goal. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we
All right.
what are
I'll
we at
do
now?
fast fact number 4. If you build it, he will come.
Yep.
Was voted the greatest movie quote number 39 on the AFI top.
Really? That's it, huh?
Yep.
Only
Mm-hmm.
39. Interesting.
Out of 100, I mean, it's up there.
I mean, it's up. Yeah, it's top 50. You
Yeah.
know,
Do you know what the top 3 is?
the top three. No, I would love to. Let me see.
I'm gonna quiz you.
I'm gonna guess one from Star Wars. Something about the Luke, I'm your father, even though that's not the real quote.
No.
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 Um, what other like? I'm trying to think. We're gonna need a bigger boat from Jaws.
No.
No. Oh man,
No.
trying to
The
think of stuff like my dad used to quote all the time.
they're
Who are you
old
gonna call?
movies.
Ghostbusters?
No, they're older movies.
Oh, they're all older. Oh, it's probably something in black and white.
Something like I. I'll give you the first one. So the first one is frankly, my dear, I don't give a
I don't give a
damn.
damn. Okay,
That's gone with the win.
never seen it. I know I should.
It was my mom's like favorite movie. I've never seen it either.
Okay,
I think it's like super long. I've been meaning to like watch it, and
okay.
I just never do.
Yeah.
Um, the next one is I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Oh, okay.
The
The Godfather.
Godfather. That's one of my favorites.
You gotta say it
Um,
like Brando.
I don't have that.
Offer I can't refuse.
When he's got the cotton in his mouth. You
He's
know
got the
that?
cotton in his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. What's the?
The
Was
other
that
one is
number?
from
Was
that
that
was
number
number
two?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
number 2. The third one is I've never seen this. I never even heard of this movie. On the Waterfront.
Okay.
The guy says, "You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender.
Could have been a
I could
contender.
have been
Okay.
somebody instead of a bum, which is what I am." Which sounds like a
Interesting.
boxing movie, so I'm gonna have to look that up. We might
Okay.
have to throw that in there.
Yeah. We might have to put that on the list. I've
Yeah.
heard that quote before. It could have been a
I feel like I
contender.
have too, or at least like like bit of it, but
Yeah, I think my Uncle Jim used to say that all the time. I don't know why I said used to. He's still
that's
here.
another Marlon Brando movie too.
Is it? So
Yep.
two Brandos in the top three.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
39 for that.
It's it's a fighting movie. Might have to throw that up there.
All right. Yeah, I'm
Um.
good with that.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
get our
And
classics in.
yeah. No. No. Absolutely. And the last one is the voice. The voice, which you hear, does all the quotes,
Yeah.
is credited as himself. And the identity of the actor remains unknown to this
Really?
day. Mm-hmm. The
Really?
author of the short story believed that it was Ed Harris, the real life husband of the actor who played Annie. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ed Harris.
Yep. Others have speculated that the voice was performed by Ray Liotta, or
I mean, I think it's supposed to be Joe Jackson in the movie, right?
I don't know. Is it? It's
I'm
never
trying to
really
think. I'm
kind
trying
of,
to think at the very end because he goes,
or
"Who's the,
is it God?
or is it God, or is it Ray Kinsella's? No,
I don't know if it's supposed to be considered. They never really explain it.
no, and it was probably one of those things that they don't want explained.
Which is all. Yeah, I think it's actually. I like it. I like it that way.
Yeah.
Keeps the mystery going.
Keeps the mystery, keeps the suspense.
Yeah. So,
Um,
and those are my five facts.
Frank's 5 fun facts.
Facts. Facts.
I love it. I love it.
Nice.
All right, cool.
What would what were some of your favorite quotes from this?
Well, you got to go with the 3 quotes
Yeah.
from the Spirit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 quotes that he hears. So, if you build it, he will come. That's the first one.
Uh-huh.
What's the second one?
I wrote it down too. I know it too. Hold on.
This is what gets him to go
it's
see
eases pain.
ease his pain.
And then the last one is go to distance.
Go the distance.
Yeah.
Yep. So those are obviously classic quotes.
Yep.
But obviously, if you build it, he will come is the most famous one from this movie.
Did you get any? Yeah, absolutely. Did you get any other quotes? Did you catch that you
Um,
liked?
I really let's see.
I got a few.
Yeah, I got one here. So when Ray and Terrence Mann come back to Iowa finally with Archie Graham,
Yeah.
and they're talking to Shoeless Joe Jackson, and there's a bunch of more players here, and he goes, Ty Cobb wanted to come, but none of us could stand him when he was alive or when we were alive. So we told him to stick it. And he starts laughing, like he does this laugh. Like
his famous laugh.
I thought I love that because it reminded me of his laugh in Goodfellas.
Is there any other actor with a more famous laugh besides maybe like Seth Rogen? I'm sure there's a few. One? Yeah, I'm sure there's a few people.
It's got to be in the top like 5 laughs or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's always those memes, of that scene, like, in Goodfellas when he's what am I, a clown? What am I here to amuse you?
And he's laughing hysterically.
And he's laughing. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of, that scene in Goodfellas. So that was a real great quote. Terrence Mann's speech about people coming to watch the game towards the end.
That's one of my favorites too.
That gives me the chills, man. I'm like, oh, he's like, I didn't write the whole thing down, but
yeah, it's a long dialogue.
It's a long dialogue, but it's definitely worth the listen. It's definitely worth it. And basically, he talks about how it's America's game, America's past, and he's like, people will come, Ray.
Yeah,
just the way he says it, it's just like so. Mm-hmm. I'm getting the chills right now talking.
Well,
about it.
And again, another character. Does anyone have a better voice than
James Earl Jones?
James Earl Jones,
classic voice, Darth Vader.
Mufasa.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Pour one out for Mufasa.
Oh, well, I'll ask you what your favorite quotes were. How about I ask you, and then if you don't get this next one, I'll
Okay.
I'll I'll bring it up.
Yeah, I have, like I said, besides Terrence saying at the end when people will come, that's up there. There's a scene where he meets Terrence for the first time,
Okay.
and he's telling him like, hey, I need you to come with me, and I need we just need to do this, and
Yeah.
he says to him, he said, he says, you're seeing a whole team of psychiatrists, aren't you?
Yeah.
I just started laughing, a whole team of them, because yeah, he thinks he's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
what was the other one? He's Oh, and then it's Ray's talking to Terrence Mann about the last thing that he said to his father. It just is cut.
Oh
He says,
God.
"I could never respect a man whose hero was a criminal." And I was like, "Oh, jeez."
Dude, that
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 was the
one
last thing
stung.
he said to his father. I was like, "That's."
That one stung. He goes, I never had a
Mm-hmm.
chance to take it back. He's like, I made it back for the funeral though.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
It
that
was
was
about it. And
bad.
it was like too late.
Yeah, and he goes, and then Terrence Mann calls him out, and he's like, "Well, you knew Shoeless Joe wasn't, he didn't do it." He goes, "Yeah, I
It
knew
doesn't
that,
matter
but
when they all speculate.
yeah, exactly. He just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
hurt him. He just wanted to hurt him."
Yep.
So, is that it for your quotes? Because I
Yeah,
got one
that's it.
more. If
That's
not,
it for my quotes. Yep.
I forgot this one. This one's pretty famous. When
Okay.
Shoeless Joe, actually, this is said by Shoeless Joe, and it's also said by his father
Oh,
at the
yep.
end.
I know what you're talking about.
Is this? And Shoeless Joe asks Ray Kinsella, "Is this heaven?" And he goes,
Yeah.
classic, "No, it's Iowa."
Which
So
it has me questioning. It's obviously not heaven. So are they in purgatory? Like, what's the deal with them?
I wrote that down too. I said, was Joe and all the players? Yeah, I couldn't remember the name. I couldn't remember Purgatory.
Really?
I said in limbo. I said in limbo. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
close enough.
yeah, were they in purgatory? That's a good question. Or did
Yeah.
they somehow find a way to this whatever dimension? You gotta, yeah, I mean, because you gotta really have an open mind here. It's really like
Yeah.
a different dimension and things like that. If you want to get down to it, it's
No.
like
Yeah.
it's kind of like a supernatural movie if you think about it.
Well, and at the end, Terrence Mann goes with them,
And Terrence Mann goes with them at the end,
and
absolutely.
I'm like, okay. And he says, "What a great story it's gonna be." So, like, is he going in and then coming back out, and is gonna write all about it? I
Well,
don't know.
don't forget, all these people are coming at the very end when he's playing catch with his father. So
Yeah.
that's how the movie ends. Is basically everyone's going to come, just like James Earl
And
Jones and Karen predicted,
yeah.
and they're going to pay to see, and they're not going to know
Hmm.
why, and then all of a sudden they're going to watch all these ghosts play baseball.
I know.
Ghosts of these famous players.
Yeah.
Oh, and so this movie has different dimensions. It has time travel. It has
Yep.
time travel when they're in Minnesota, and Ray goes for a walk, and he's in 1972, and he meets
Yeah, I noticed.
Doc Graham.
I know. I noticed that too. You see, there's like a poster of what re-elect Ronald Reagan
No, Richard
or
Nixon.
Richard Nixon. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yep, Reagan. Reagan
Um,
was Reagan was a little after him.
and then there's The Godfather just came out. So
The
yeah,
Godfather's in the
it's
movies.
got
Yeah,
time travel.
yeah, yeah.
And
So
then
it
and
was.
then they leave, and then they automatically he's like on the side of the road as a kid.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't it? I mean, it was. I don't know.
It's got
I
some. This movie's got some creepy vibes. I mean,
it well, when it comes to that, yeah, with like ghosts and
yeah.
stuff, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just the voice alone, like, I mean, that's like, I mean, can you imagine if you heard that
Oh, dude,
voice?
I would, yeah, because people, do hear voices,
Yeah. Well,
but a
if you're
lot of
seeing a
times they're not.
psychiatrist.
Yeah, it's not about that.
And I mean, can you imagine seeing like your father when
Oh,
he's
dude.
like at what age has he got to be, like 20?
Oh, in his 20s. Yeah, in his
Probably
early
early
20s.
20s. Can you
Yeah.
imagine seeing him as like right like you are now?
dude.
How weird that's gonna be.
I would lose it. I would lose it, man. I
Mm-hmm.
lost my dad 20 years ago,
Really?
and yeah, a little over 20 years ago.
That sucks.
I'm almost his age now when he passed.
Really?
So I was 19 at the time when he passed, and he was like 42.
Oh.
And yeah, man, just to think about it, like just to have one last conversation, one last catch, have him meet the grandkids.
Yeah.
He
Oh
loved
yeah.
base and he loved baseball. Loved baseball. Loved the
Really?
Yankees. We used to always go to Yankee games, things like that. And it was I think about that a lot, man. It's like, wow.
Yeah. I actually my mother passed away last year, so yeah, I can definitely
Yeah, man. Yeah,
relate for
You
sure.
know.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Absolutely,
But
man.
that's life, I guess, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it is. But just to that
I
ending,
tried
man,
looking up.
the ending
I
gets
know
me.
the ending is rough. I tried to look up if Kevin Costner played any kind of baseball. I couldn't find anything.
I know he's super into it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure like he loves baseball.
because there was a few things that like I still love this movie, but there was a few things that bothered me
Okay,
as far as
what bothered you?
like he like starts this farm and doesn't know anything about farming. You know what I mean?
True.
And then he cuts down. I mean, the ball field looked big, but it didn't look too crazy, right?
I mean, it's looks
Like
like
it was
it's a
enough. It was
average
enough to
size
make him.
field.
It was enough to make him bankrupt. Just
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Like that little yeah. So what's
it seemed like it was like a little chunk of like of his crops. It didn't seem like it was that big.
yeah, yeah, they were definitely making it seemed like a mountain. And again, I'm no farmer. I don't know, anything about farming, things like that. But you're right. Just the sheer numbers of
Yeah,
like he had a ton of corn still.
yeah,
It's
and
not
it's
like
funny too
it's not like
because I
he
looked.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked up how much it would cost to build a baseball field.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, because it bothered me, and then obviously like it can cost anywhere from 15,000 to 1.5 million,
Right.
and
Right.
you would need I think it said you would need 1.5 acres to like 4.5. So let's
1.5.
say
Okay. So
he
depending on
did
yeah. Okay.
1.5. Let's say he made a small baseball field,
Let's
15,000.
say he did 2.5, like kind of in the middle.
Okay.
I could see 2.5 as like a because 4.5 is probably like a stadium. I would think.
Oh yeah. Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like that's because
So what it cost them to? I mean, they said they used up pretty much all their savings. So what it cost them to make the field?
what do I
30.
think?
Yeah, 30, 50 grand.
I would say under 100. I mean, this is
Yeah.
back in '89. Probably the biggest thing that cost them was the lights.
Yeah.
At the time,
Setting
'89.
it up. Oh yeah, setting it up for sure. Because you figure
Setting it up, the big
he
pole, the
can
actual
do
lights
all like
themselves.
he's mowing the crops down and right and he's doing
Yeah, yeah.
the so-
He did all the field work. You
yeah
know, like I said, he built the he didn't have much seating. It was just two little bleachers that he built out of wood.
yeah
Wood back then was nothing. It's not like today where it's
no not like it is
lumber is
yeah
all expensive.
through the roof
So I think I think the biggest expense was the electric and the lighting.
yeah
You
mm-hmm.
know, so let's say it cost them. Let's say it cost them 100,000.
which is a lot yeah
It's a lot of money. Don't get me
yeah
wrong, but you're right. So and it cost them 2.5 acres of his crops. I mean, how many acres do you think they have?
I don't know
10,
I mean he's
15
got to
acres?
figure he's got a lot I mean what are they farming really just corn
That's what it looked like.
I
Didn't
mean
look
I
like
saw
anything else.
in the background because we have chickens. So obviously, Casey's a nut for chicken. So she pointed out the big chicken coop in the back. So
Oh,
let's
okay. I
say
didn't even notice that.
let's say they sell eggs. I mean, they can't be making that much money from
From
eggs.
selling eggs. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Which by the way, did you eat the eggs?
I haven't eaten the eggs yet. No.
Ah,
I know.
crazy. So if those of you who don't know, me and Steven, we met up this weekend. We probably should have taken some pictures to post on
I know.
our social media.
I said that
but we
afterward,
didn't.
man. I'm like, we should have taken
But
like at least one or two pictures.
but we didn't. And I gave Steven 17 eggs, 17 fresh
17.
eggs.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to eating them. I just haven't had a chance, to be honest with you.
That's fine.
Colleen, actually, I don't know. Colleen had some eggs for she's on a diet, so she's doing I
Mm-hmm.
don't know something, and she's like, "Oh, I'm
Something,
gonna have
something
some hard
wild.
boiled eggs," so she might have had them then.
Yeah.
I'll check.
Okay.
But
Let me
yeah, I'm looking
know.
forward to it, man.
Yeah. Let me know when you have them.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely. But yeah, I agree with you. So it, to mow down just part of your, it's not like he mowed down every single piece of corn he had, and like
no,
that was it. He
like I
was
said,
still
it really only seemed like it didn't seem too big. But
no, no. So that's yeah,
apparently
I can see where that's kind of like what
apparently it caused him to go bankrupt. So
But
because
again,
that brother-in-law was out of his
oh,
mind.
I have written down here on my notes.
Yeah.
My literal sentence is Mark is a jerk off. I would have killed him for shaking Karen, the daughter.
Yeah, I kind of was that scene bothered me at the end because he pretty much like manhandles her and
Manhandles
like
her, shakes
and
her,
pretty much
and throws her
yeah,
off the friggin' throws her off the top of the bleachers.
and she almost chokes and dies on her hot dog.
Yeah, I would have gone through the roof,
I
through the
mean,
roof.
and obviously, like I said, it's not like he meant to do that, but still, like the way he like grabbed her was
Oh,
so totally like uncalled for.
if even if nothing happened from him grabbing her, I would have been pissed off at him grabbing her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that would have just been enough.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, she falls off on her back, chokes on the hot dog, and then poor Doc Graham has to come out and save her. Nobody else could give her the Heimlich. I don't
No.
know why.
No, I guess I didn't know the
They
Heimlich.
didn't. All he did was slap her on the back twice, and he
Yeah,
saved.
and yep, saved her
Took the hot
life.
dog, threw it away. I was like, "All right, peace.
Yeah,
I'm out." You know,
but
but obviously that was just a scene to show how good of a person Doc was, and
yeah,
how if one of the guys walks out, then they're done. They can't go
what
back.
happens?
They
Yeah.
can't go back to being a baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
Because Doc had to go back into the cornfield because he's dead. It's not like he walked off onto the highway and was like, "All right, see you
No,
guys later.
he
I'm peace out."
start hitchhiking back.
Hitchhiking back to Minnesota.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, no, that was. I mean, yeah, I specifically that guy. I mean, obviously he's like the antagonist of the story,
yeah.
you
He's
know,
there to play it up. Yep.
but yeah, that guy was a dick, and then he's got his two partners or whatever with him, like trying to
Well,
trying
and
to
I
strong arm
understand.
Annie.
I understand he's only looking out for his sister, but like just he's just very aggressive
Oh, he's super
and
aggressive
over the
about it.
top.
Yeah,
Yeah,
way aggressive, man. Uncalled for.
yeah. Annie was she's very supportive of what Ray needed to do.
Yeah, there
He's
was,
like, I need to plow these crops down to make a baseball field. She's like, okay, we might end up going bankrupt and lose all of our money and have to sell
yeah,
but go ahead if that's what you need to do.
yeah, exactly.
And then he,
Because he said at the beginning of the movie, he's like, until I heard that voice, I hadn't done a crazy thing in my life.
yeah. But
You know.
besides smoke weed and acid because they're both hippies, right?
Well, he didn't do acid. He said
No,
he
I
goes,
know.
I never did
Just
acid.
so they say.
She goes, maybe it's a flash forward. Maybe you're gonna do acid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Side note, I, I don't know. I can't see how people do that.
Acid. I've never done.
Yeah, or yeah. I'm not, anti everything, but I'm anti like crazy shit like that.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
um, what else? So, what about the research part? So
I thought
they
that was funny too. How he's doing research in the library.
in the library microfiche newspapers, looking
Yeah.
up books. Yeah, like this is
Now we have
pre-internet.
everything.
We'd be on our phone and look it up in like 2 minutes.
I mean, I just looked up one of the, the one of the movies about the quotes, and I just looked it up in a matter of 10 seconds. I was able to
Exactly.
find it.
Exactly. It's not. Not like, "Oh, hold on, I'll get back to you in a week," when I go to the library, I have to check out the
and
book.
try to figure it out. Yeah,
Yeah, I have to search physically for this microfiche,
I
and
had
figure out how to use it.
yeah, there was another funny scene where Annie calls Ray and Karen in for dinner. She's like, "Dinner's ready." Do you remember the scene?
Okay.
Briefly, and I just, it was something I noted, and she's like, they come in for dinner, and she pulls these like fries out of the freezer that are like frozen,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
she goes to put them in the oven, and
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I just thought that was
Dinner's not
funny. I was like,
ready.
no, that's not. I mean, the fries in the oven are gonna take another half an hour
Exactly.
to cook. I thought that was pretty funny.
I did notice the fries. I was like, "Wow, they had frozen fries back in the '80s?" But, I didn't realize, like, "Oh, dinner's ready." That's a good point.
Yeah,
She totally duped them on that one.
I know. Well, I'm sure she'll be like, they're not gonna come in on time. They're
Yeah,
by
yeah,
the
yeah.
time they
Nobody
get
ever
in
comes the
there.
first time I call.
No, no.
Um, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, what about when Ray gets super pissed when Terrence Mann gets invited to go out in the cornfield and not Ray? He gets super pissed at Shoeless Joe.
I mean, he ultimately, and he did a lot of. He
He
ends up
did he
building a.
did it all basically. I mean, he put
He
his
builds a baseball field. He ends up driving, like I said, 1,500 miles to Boston and to Minnesota,
yeah. They're driving all over the damn
all over
country.
the place, and you know, he's done all this stuff, and
He was basically like, "Fuck you, Shoeless
he's
Joe."
like, I want to go. I was like, mind you, like you can't come to heaven yet, or wherever we're going, because
Yeah,
you have a
yeah.
kid
He's like, "You weren't
and a
invited."
wife. No, that was fun. That was funny.
Yeah, but then Terrence like talks him off the ledge, like, "Dude, calm down." He's like, "You have a wife, you have a kid." He's like, "They
Yeah.
invited me." He's like, "I'll let you know how it goes."
Well, I mean, yeah, he doesn't have any really family, Terrence,
No, it
right?
was just him.
He's got a father, I think,
Oh yeah, because
because
his
the
father
father has
reported him
a,
missing.
yeah.
That's when Ray finds out. Oh, he looks at the paper. Oh, you're missing, and he's like, "I'll
Yep.
go take a walk while you go tell your father what the hell's going on."
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Um,
man,
I tell you, like I said, I'm not a big fan of baseball,
yeah.
but this movie, it's something about it. I guess like the old school baseball play with, like, I love the uniforms.
Oh, okay.
I love like the sound of like a wooden bat hitting a ball.
Oh, that classic sound. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
there's like nothing better than that, than hearing that. I just makes me want to play baseball.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this movie makes me want to play, and again, makes me want to play with my father. Makes me want to play with my kids. I went out and after the movie the other night, I was like,
Yeah.
"Let's go. We're gonna go play baseball." We were just playing wiffle ball or something.
I also
We
looked up
still.
too, because this is something else that bothered me, is that they weren't wearing helmets when batting,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
and
Helmets weren't around till what, the
I
50s, 60s, maybe?
I had to look that up. That was one of my deep dives. That the first known use of batting helmets were in the majors was in 1941 by the Brooklyn Dodgers.
41?
Yeah, so it said that
Really?
two of the players got hit very badly, and the GM made the whole team wear them.
Really?
That's from what I saw.
Now, what I'm trying to think, what year was Jackie Robinson? What year did he come in?
I don't know.
I'm
I have
trying to
no
think of
idea.
like that movie
I don't know.
42.
Should we just Google it and
Yeah, Google. When did Jack I should know this. I think it was 45, right? Or was it in the 50s? I'm having a brain fart, guys. Sorry. I should know this.
when was he playing?
Yeah, like when
Well,
did
yeah,
he
he was in
enter?
the Brooklyn Dodgers. It says 47.
47. Okay.
Hmm.
So they had helmets then. I wonder
Yep.
when it was a requirement though for the whole major league,
I don't
because
know.
obviously the Brooklyn Dodgers owner wanted his whole team to wear it.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I don't know. That's a good question.
but you know what else I noticed in this movie?
What?
The there's a lot of emotion, but nobody ever gives anybody a hug. It's always shaking hands, like nothing, like no hug.
Oh yeah, yeah. Every time they would like they would leave the scene, or he ends up going in a crop. They end up shaking. Yeah,
Yeah, shaking hand, or
it was,
or even like like something nice, just whatever. Meets his
it's a
dad,
bunch of
shakes his hand.
men who play baseball that are from
Back in the friggin'
the
20s,
19 the 1920s or whatever,
10s and
and
20s. Yeah,
yeah, they didn't believe in hugs back then. That's for
that's right.
sure.
Remember when Archie Graham, Moonlight Graham, winked at the guy, at the pitcher, and he starts
Oh
throwing at
yeah,
his head, and he's like, "Hey, ump, you gonna give a warning?" He's like, "Yeah, move out of the way,"
yeah,
or
that was
something like
funny.
that.
Did you notice the first baseman, the guy, one of the actors,
Uh huh.
was in he plays he was in the Sandlot. He played the Babe Ruth in
Oh
like one
yeah.
of the visions they have. Yeah,
Oh okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, he was
Oh,
in
that's funny.
two baseball movies.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about? Did you watch the in 2021 last year? So we're recording in 2022, obviously.
Hmm.
Last year they had the Field of Dreams game between the White Sox and the Yankees. Did you watch any of that game?
No, I watched a little bit of the highlights, but I mean,
Dude, it was
that must have been
amazing.
a yeah,
Oh, it was so cool. So they didn't actually play on the field that the movie was filmed on. They
yeah.
actually in like left, like if you're looking from obviously home plate on the movie field,
Hmm.
it was like out in left field, like that direction.
Yeah.
They built like they built it's obviously
Hmm.
not a huge stadium, but
No,
they
it's
did
a
build it. They had the
regulation field.
players. Yeah, it's a regulation field. They had the players introduced, walk out of the corn. It was so cool, man. It was so cool.
Really?
They had
I have to
they
look.
had
I'll have to look that up.
dude, you
Actually.
have to look it up and watch it. It's probably a good
Yeah.
half hour of like this whole pomp and circumstance that they did.
Really.
And Costner's there, and
Hmm.
all the players are up coming up to him, shaking his hand and stuff. And it was so cool, man. It was so cool. Unfortunately, the Yankees lost on a walk off. I think it was a walk off home
Really.
run, and it was a great game, but it was cool. There was a couple home runs hit into the cornfields,
Hmm.
and actually, I think the day before, the 2 days before, like they had a bad storm and all the corn like fell over, so they
Really?
had to like individually
They had to
stake
like.
each one and like zip tie the
Yeah, they
corn to
got
the
to
stakes. Yeah, yeah.
they got to make it look nice, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
it's the major leagues, they make everything look pristine.
Hmm. What do you the message of this movie?
The message is kind of like Rudy, like that we did last week.
I
I
was
think
just gonna say the first two movies are all about pleasing their fathers or trying to make their fathers proud, I guess.
that there's that and
Yep.
following your passion,
Hmm.
because there's actually another quote that from Terrence Mann saying to Ray, "I wish I had your passion, Ray." Like
Yeah.
I wish, like he goes, "I used to back in the '60s when I was writing and all that shit, but now, he goes, I don't. So I would
Yeah.
wish I had your passion." So I think
Well,
it's about passion, not giving up, on whatever your dream is or whatever. If a
yeah.
voice tells you to do something, do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think a lot of it is it's about getting a second chance. I mean, Joe Jackson gets a second chance at playing Moonlight. Who what he
Very true.
and
Yeah, Moonlight
Ray.
Graham had never had an at bat, and now he's
Yeah,
got he got his one at
he got
bat.
his one at bat. Or Ray getting a second chance to play to play catch with his father.
Oh my god. Oh,
Um, and maybe
forget
even
about it.
like Terrence Mann, you feel like he's kind of lost his faith in humanity. He's kind of like hiding out. He doesn't really write any. Because ultimately he's an author or a what's the word for it? What does he do? An author, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Back in the '60s, he was
and
an author.
he's kind of like lost his faith in humanity. He's hiding out, kind of, and just kind of does some side work just to kind of pay the bills. And he goes out to Iowa to just I don't know. He follows Ray.
Follows this crazy guy.
Yeah,
Now,
But
I mean, if you're Terrence Mann, do you go with Ray before he hears the voice? Because
probably
at
not.
the Red Sox
Actually,
game,
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he's gonna take him to a Boston Red Sox game. He's most likely he's paying for the ticket and for
yeah,
everything else. So yeah, sure, I'd go with him.
yeah,
I
you
know
wouldn't
it
be afraid
seems
you
kind
get
of
murdered.
weird. Yeah, of course not.
Yeah,
We're
we're
going
going
to
to
a
a Boston Red Sox game, and then you
we're
like,
going to a popular baseball field.
yeah, crowded baseball field.
Yeah, basically, I do anything for free. Just want to throw it out there. I don't care if it's
That should
free.
be our next poll. What would Frank do for free?
Now you get wild. If it's free, it's for me.
If it's
That's what I
free,
say.
it's for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
Um,
Um, all right. What should we go on
we
to
can go into ratings.
ratings and review?
Yeah.
All right. What would you give this rate? Oh, first of all, what are we looking up? IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes?
IMDb. We'll stick with IMDb. I IMDb.
DV. There you go. That was
Uh,
one of the things we talked about on
our
at
get
our
together.
lunch,
I know.
our get together. It's IMDb.
Um, it got the same rating as Rudy. Actually, a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
Look up Rotten Tomatoes real quick, if you don't mind,
Sure.
because I want to see what the difference is. 7.5?
I could double check it, but I mean,
No, I believe you. I'm just saying 7.5. Like really? I would think. I don't know. Maybe it's just nostalgia for me, or maybe a lot of people don't like baseball anymore.
I don't know. Field of Dreams. I usually don't. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't use Rotten Tomatoes that much. So like
There should be a percentage.
the audience score or the
Yeah, do the audience score.
audience score is 86%.
All right, so that's a lot better than 7.5, which is basically
Yeah.
75%.
hmm But
I
um,
mean,
I we can keep track. It doesn't matter which one. I mean, I'm
no.
stick.
Let's do
Yeah.
IMDb. I just wanted to
Okay.
say the difference. Yeah,
Um.
I mean, it had
So
over 118,000 reviews on IMDb. Like
yeah.
118,000 users gave it a rating, which is crazy. I mean, it's a lot. It seems like to me.
I know. I had to look it up again too because I kind of like. I was like, really? Is it 7.5? Huh? But
Oh, look at this. They break it down by ages. Less than
really,
18, 7.2. 45 and older is 7.7. Huh. Interesting.
wow.
It makes sense,
It's an
though.
old. I mean, it is an older movie.
Yeah, like people, well, sorry, I'm not into 45 plus yet. I'm into 30 to 44. And they
Oh,
gave it a
good.
7.3. Come on, guys.
Mm.
Come on.
Well, I'm gonna give it an 8.8.
8.8? I mean,
Yes.
definitely. Definitely.
I love. It's. I love the storyline. It's not necessarily more about maybe because I'm not a big baseball fan,
Yeah.
but like I love the time travel and just that like I love this
Oh,
just all that kind of weird stuff like the
yeah.
fantasy. That's like my favorite thing when it comes to like movies,
Okay.
you know, and the old school, play of baseball definitely. Like I said, it got me into. I would love just he said just buy a wooden bat and just go out in the sand lot or the field and just you know what I mean
Just start
and just
hitting a
start
few.
hitting a few.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Telling you. It does make you want to play. It does make you want to
this
play.
was and honestly, this was like one of my mother's like favorite movies. So
Okay.
I kind of like I said, there's always this like little attachment to it.
Absolutely.
Um,
That's great.
so maybe that's why. But like I said, I do love this movie. What are you giving it?
So you gave it an 8.8. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
in the nines for this one. I'm gonna go in the
nice.
nines. I'm gonna go 9.3.
Okay,
Um, I really watching. I actually watched it again today. I watched
did
it.
you?
Yeah, I
Nice.
watched it again today on the train. I was like, I want to see this again.
Yeah.
Um, I just it really does have a connection for me. I grew up playing baseball. Um, all my sons play baseball, and my father, that was the thing we loved was the Yankees and baseball and all that. And I really
Mm-hmm.
think the connection with the father really
Yeah.
really puts it over the top for me.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I really like all the different aspects, of the I don't want to say sci-fi, but like the spiritual, like it's like
Yeah. It's,
spirits
I
and
mean,
stuff like that.
it's sci-fi. I mean, it's
Yeah, I
fantasy,
guess it's
sci-fi,
considered
whatever you want to call
yeah,
it. It's about ghosts showing up to play baseball.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So I really love this movie, really
great,
love it.
man. Awesome.
So 9.3 for me.
Awesome. Well, shall we talk about our upcoming movie that we're gonna do?
Yeah, so we did or Frank was put up a poll on Instagram and Facebook for our
Yep.
next movie. We want it to be a hockey movie, so we put up Mighty Ducks versus Miracle,
Yep.
both Disney movies, both about hockey, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the final outcome, Frank?
The Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks were
That's
victorious, and they were
that's the one we're
victorious like
doing.
17-9 or something, right? Or 17-5 or something.
Yeah, something. We need more votes. That's for sure. I mean, it is what it is. But the people have spoken, and it is Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
And we're gonna start. We'll eventually come back to Miracle for sure because that's another good movie.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I am a big fan of the second Mighty Ducks. I think
Oh,
this is like a common debate around the house here,
you and Casey.
and even just like our relatives and like my
Oh,
cousins
okay.
and stuff because it was one of these movies we grew up with, and I personally think the second Mighty Ducks is better. I'm
Then
not going to go
then
into
the
the
first one.
I'm not going to go into my reasons why because you'll have to watch that episode when we come to it.
Yep.
But I do like the original, but the second is one of it I think is better.
Is better.
But,
Okay.
mhm.
Okay. It's been a while since I've watched any of the Mighty Ducks. I know there's what three.
There's three. Yep.
There's three, and
There's
then
three
now there's like a
movies,
series.
and then
There's a
I
series.
actually did watch the series on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called, but
I think it's called the Mighty Ducks, right?
I don't know. Honestly,
I know my kids watched it.
It probably is. I mean, but I actually enjoyed it. It's I don't want to say it's a little corny, but I mean it is for kids.
Right.
But you see one of the scenes is you see Coach Gordon Bombay rise out of the smoke from the Zamboni he's fixing,
Nice.
and
Nice.
it just gave me like just chills. And they played the music. I was like, oh, awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Flying V.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But
Uh,
yeah, so that's the next movie we're gonna cover.
Mighty Ducks is what we're going to cover next. I'm looking forward to it. Where can they find us, Frank?
You can find us at Locker Room Flicks Podcast on Instagram and
Okay.
Facebook.
All right.
And
our email.
our
I know
email
that's
it's Steve wants everyone to use.
that was
What's the
it
email?
wasn't really a debate, but it was I was getting my balls busted a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
Locker Room Flicks. Is it podcast? Locker Room Flicks. I think it's Locker Room Flicks. I can't even remember now. Locker Room Flicks at gmail.com.
Good. All right. I have to write that down so I remember next time. Maybe I'll send you an email.
Send me an email to remind me.
Send us an email. But please, give us a listen, rate and review, subscribe, help us get this thing going.
Tell your friends, tell your family, man. Just
give us some feedback. We'll take whatever you can give us.
Yeah, rate and review on Apple Podcasts, and I think you can rate on Spotify. You can give us a number on Spotify.
Awesome, man.
All right. Until next time. Thanks, guys.
See you later.